Welcome to tonight's top news stories from around the world. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Let's get started with the headlines making waves right now. President Trump challenges global trade imbalances with new reciprocal tariffs. Trump moved to cut federal workforce, offered resignation plan. Trump denied US deep state role in Bangladesh and left issue to Modi. Vance met Zelensky in Munich as the US pushed NATO to spend more on defense. Rubio's flight returned to US due to a mechanical issue before Munich trip. Issa Rae cancels Kennedy Center event following Trump's takeover. Mayor Adams announces record-breaking affordable housing production in 2024. Governor Hochul rejects Louisiana extradition order for New York doctor. Saudi Arabia to host summit on Trump's Gaza proposal. Pope Francis hospitalized for bronchitis and cancels upcoming events. Six people dead in Busan resort construction fire. And Real Madrid close to extending Vinicius Junior's contract amid Saudi interest. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Donald Trump announced a new plan aimed at creating fair and reciprocal trade relationships, signaling a tough stance against countries that impose higher tariffs on American goods. The plan is designed to address long-standing trade imbalances where foreign markets often remain closed to U.S. exports while the U.S. maintains an open market. Key supporters of the plan, including the Renewable Fuels Association, praised the president's action against tariffs imposed by Brazil on U.S. ethanol imports, which have severely limited market access. The American Iron and Steel Institute also lauded the initiative, which seeks to counter unfair foreign trade practices that hurt domestic industries, including steel. The plan has been met with widespread support from various sectors, including small businesses and government officials. Energy Secretary Chris Wright emphasized that the policy prioritizes American interests, while Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy noted its potential to strengthen supply chains and infrastructure. Senators and representatives from both the House and Senate voiced their backing, calling it a necessary step toward restoring fairness in international trade and boosting American economic competitiveness. President Trump took steps to reduce the size of the federal government, calling it bloated and filled with unnecessary workers. He worked with Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency to introduce a deferred resignation plan, which allowed federal employees to receive pay until September if they agreed to step down. A federal judge approved the program after a temporary pause. By February 12, about 75,000 federal workers had accepted the offer before the program closed. The plan excluded military personnel, postal workers, and employees in national security and immigration enforcement roles. Trump also signed an executive order to reduce hiring and shrink government agencies. Experts noted that the federal workforce had not grown much since the 1980s, despite the U.S. population increasing from 220 million to over 330 million. Some agencies like the Veterans Health Administration and Social Security Administration already faced worker shortages. Critics warned that cutting staff could reduce government services, leading to longer wait times and more reliance on private contractors, which could increase costs. Trump is expected to push for further reductions in government spending and workforce restructuring. President Trump denied any role of the U.S. deep state in Bangladesh's political changes and left the issue for Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address. The statement came during a press session at the White House Oval Office before their key meeting. A journalist asked Trump if the U.S. deep state was involved in regime change in Bangladesh during Biden's presidency. The journalist also mentioned Mohammad Yunus's meeting with Junior Soros and asked for Trump's view on Bangladesh. Trump rejected any deep state involvement and said, "Well, there was no role for our deep state. This is something that the Prime Minister of India has been working on for a long time and has worked on for hundreds of years. Frankly, I have been reading about it, but I will leave Bangladesh to the Prime Minister of India." Modi did not address the Bangladesh issue but spoke about the Russia-Ukraine war and praised Trump's efforts for peace. Later, Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri confirmed that Modi discussed Bangladesh with Trump and shared India's concerns. Before meeting Trump, Modi also met Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy, and National Security Advisor Michael Waltz. Vice President J.D. Vance met Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in Munich during the Munich Security Conference. The U.S. urged NATO allies to increase defense spending as concerns grew over President Trump's approach to Ukraine. Earlier, Vance met NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier, and British Foreign Secretary David Lammy. He emphasized that NATO should share more defense costs so the U.S. could focus on Asia. Rutte agreed, saying Europe needed to take more responsibility. Hours before the meeting, a Russian drone hit the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Zelensky called it a clear message from Russia to the conference. The Kremlin denied involvement. Trump recently spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin, suggesting Ukraine might have to cede territory to end the war. He also proposed a deal for U.S. support in exchange for access to Ukraine's rare earth materials. Vance warned that the U.S. could impose sanctions or take military action if Russia refused a peace deal that secured Ukraine's independence. Trump's stance has unsettled European leaders who worry about NATO's future security. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. A plane carrying Secretary of State Marco Rubio to Munich was forced to return to Maryland due to a mechanical issue, officials said. The aircraft landed safely at Joint Base Andrews near Washington, D.C. A State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce said the problem occurred about 90 minutes into the flight when the cockpit windshield cracked. Air Force pilots flew back at a low altitude as a precaution. The cause of the crack remained unclear. The plane, a C-32, a modified Boeing 757, also carried Republican Senator James Risch. Rubio later departed on a smaller aircraft, but it was uncertain if he would reach Munich in time to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Vice President J.D. Vance, who traveled separately, was already in Munich for the security conference. The meeting with Zelensky came after President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth discussed negotiating an end to the war with Russia. Rubio was expected to join those talks if he arrived on time. Aviation safety had been a concern since a January 29 mid-air collision near Washington, D.C. that killed 67 people. Actress Issa Rae announced she had cancelled her sold-out show at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. Rae cited an infringement of values after President Trump fired board members and appointed himself as chairman. The event, An Evening with Issa Rae, was scheduled for March 16, but Rae decided not to proceed with the performance. Rae explained her decision in an Instagram post, saying she could no longer support an institution that she believed was straying from its values. She also confirmed that ticket holders would receive refunds. This move follows Trump's recent appointment as chair of the Kennedy Center, where he aims to shift away from programming he sees as woke culture. Rae joins other notable figures, including Shonda Rhimes and Ben Folds, who have distanced themselves from the venue following Trump's changes. New York City Mayor Eric Adams recently announced that 2024 marked back-to-back record-breaking years for affordable housing across the city. The New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development produced the most units ever for formerly homeless individuals, supportive housing, and senior housing. These efforts were part of the administration's goal to address the city's housing crisis and lower rent for working-class New Yorkers. The city also saw a record number of households moved into affordable homes, with nearly 14,654 households finding stable housing. HPD produced a record 5,931 421A units, helping families secure permanent housing. The Adams administration continued its efforts to pass housing-friendly legislation and invest in critical infrastructure, ensuring New Yorkers can access safe and affordable homes. Governor Kathy Hochul made a major reproductive freedom announcement. She responded to an extradition order for a New York abortion provider accused of participating in a criminal abortion. The governor confirmed that she would not sign the order coming from Louisiana, stressing that it has no impact on New York's laws. Hochul highlighted that New York's strict shield laws, enacted after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, protect abortion providers. She also clarified that a law enforcement notice had been issued to prevent cooperation with out-of-state warrants in New York. The governor emphasized her commitment to uphold the state's constitution and laws, reaffirming her dedication to protecting reproductive rights for New Yorkers. She also stated that New York doctors are protected and will continue their work in accordance with the law. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Saudi Arabia would host a summit on February 20th to discuss President Trump's proposal for US takeover of Gaza. Leaders from Egypt, Jordan, Qatar and the UAE will attend, with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas also expected. This meeting will occur ahead of an Arab League discussion in Cairo on February 27. Trump's plan has sparked international outrage, proposing to move over 2 million Palestinians from Gaza, with Egypt or Jordan suggested as potential destinations. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu hinted that Saudi Arabia could host the displaced Palestinians, a comment condemned across the Arab world. Arab nations have united in their opposition, fearing the forced displacement of Palestinians, which recalls the Nakba of 1948. Trump has threatened to cut off aid to Egypt and Jordan if they do not support his plan. Meanwhile, Egypt has proposed a reconstruction plan for Gaza that allows Palestinians to stay. The Vatican confirmed that Pope Francis was admitted to the hospital for treatment of bronchitis. He was taken to the Policlinico Agostino Gemelli for necessary tests and continued care. As a result, the Pope cancelled all of his scheduled events for the next 3 days. These events included a public meeting with pilgrims on February 15, Holy Mass on February 16, and a meeting with artists on February 17. The 88-year-old Pope has faced ongoing health issues in recent years, including frequent illnesses and surgeries. Last month, he was seen wearing a sling after injuring his forearm in a fall, though no bones were broken. He has also dealt with knee and back pain, which sometimes requires him to use a wheelchair. Despite his health challenges, Pope Francis remains focused on his leadership role, emphasizing that the Church is guided by wisdom and compassion, not physical strength. A fire at a hotel resort construction site in Busan, South Korea claimed the lives of 6 people, according to the city's fire agency. The fire broke out at a sprawling construction site where 3 buildings, each 12 stories tall, were under construction. Around 100 people were evacuated and 14 people had to be rescued from a rooftop by helicopter. Approximately 25 individuals suffered minor injuries, including some from smoke inhalation. The fire likely started in insulation material near an indoor swimming pool on the first floor of one of the buildings. South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok ordered the use of all available resources to extinguish the fire. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation. The incident has shocked the nation as authorities continue to work on ensuring safety and providing assistance to those affected. Let's have a look on today's sports story. Real Madrid is nearing a contract extension with Vinicius Jr. following talks that began in January. This move comes as Saudi Arabia showed interest in signing the Brazil forward to a record-breaking deal. Despite Vinicius' current contract running through the 2026-27 season, the Spanish club reached out to his agents last month to renegotiate the deal and end the prolonged Saudi interest. Although Saudi Arabia expressed interest in signing Vinicius to Al Ahly, no formal contract offer was made. A source close to Real Madrid said Saudi officials approached the club during the Spanish Super Cup in January, but negotiations were not pursued. Real Madrid insisted that only the €1 billion buyout clause would allow Vinicius to leave. Vinicius, who has expressed his desire to stay at Real Madrid, confirmed that he has not received an offer from Saudi Arabia. His current contract, extended in October 2023, runs until 2027. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,181.29. The NYSE Composite is increased by 118.98 points or 0.59%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,149.43. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 312.04 points or 0.79%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,346.72. The Shanghai index is increased by 14.24 points or 0.43%. Hong Kong stock close price is 22,620.33. The Hang Seng index is increased by 805.96 points or 3.69%. Bombay stock close price is 75,939.21. The Sensex index is decreased by 199.76 points or 0.26%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. President Trump challenges global trade imbalances with new reciprocal tariffs. Trump move to cut federal workforce, offered resignation plan. Trump denied US deep state role in Bangladesh and left issue to Modi. Vance met Zelensky in Munich as the US pushed NATO to spend more on defense. Rubio's flight returned to US due to a mechanical issue before Munich trip. Issa Rae cancels Kennedy Center event following Trump's takeover. Mayor Adams announces record-breaking affordable housing production in 2024. Governor Hochul rejects Louisiana extradition order for New York doctor. Saudi Arabia to host summit on Trump's Gaza proposal. Pope Francis hospitalized for bronchitis and cancels upcoming events. Six people dead in Busan resort construction fire. And Real Madrid close to extending Vinicius Jr.'s contract amid Saudi interest. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.